Welcome to Between the Poles, the podcast where we dive deep into the heart of the pole community. I'm your host, Caroline. Here, it's not just about the tricks and the spins. It's about the stories, the people, and the connections that make this community so special. Every episode, we sit down with pole artists, studio owners, and inspiring voices to explore their journeys, challenges, and passions. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's get real. This is Between the Poles. If you enjoy this podcast episode, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and YouTube, where we share behind-the-scenes contents, bonus clips, and more from each episode. Hi, Olga. Welcome to Between the Poles. I'm so happy to have you on today. How are you?
Thank you so much, first of all, for having me. I'm really so excited. That's my first podcast, and I was so happy when you called me, when you invited me. It's really going to be cool.
Yay, I'm excited that we're your first podcast. I'm also excited for our viewers and our listeners because this episode will be a little bit different. On this season, we're currently filming season 3. I'm trying to have a little more variety, that's a hard word for me in English, with the guests. And I'm excited for the viewers and the listeners to kind of hear your story. And you don't currently poll, and we'll get into that a little later and stuff like that. But I feel a lot of people from poll follow you. You post amazing videos of dance and choreos and things like that. And I want to go into all those like juicy details. To start off, we kind of ask everybody kind of the same question. I'm going to ask it a little differently for you because you're more of a dance background, but can you tell us how you started dancing, how long ago it was? I know you pulled a little bit. If you kind of want to just give us as many details as possible about your journey.
Yes, sure. So, my dance journey started in very early years. It's thanks to my dear parents. They brought me to dance classes, I think, when I was 3 or 4 years old. And after that, it like followed with many different styles. So I tried ballroom dances, I tried rhythmic gymnastics, I tried folk dances, jazz modern, and many until at the age of 25 I found pole dance, which was just not starting, but it was just growing rapidly in Russia, where I'm from. So I was completely fascinated by all these amazing figures the ladies were doing on the pole. It was like so exciting to try them. Plus, I was pretty flexible and still am, I can say. So once I gave it a try, I completely fall in love. I was training like 6 times a week for 2 3 hours. Yes, I was really so passionate about it. And after 3 months, I had my first competition, which I completely failed. It was really my worst time at the stage. Well, after 3 months, what can you expect? It was the amateur category, of course, but it was still nice as an experience. After that, I started to teach pole dance, and I was teaching for quite a while. I was doing pole dance in total like 8 years, and I was traveling all over Europe and even Asia with workshops, working like in the dance camps or hosting my own workshops in different studios. So it was really cool. I met so many people through pole dance, and what makes me happy that now I'm already, let's say, out of pole dance life for since Corona time, like almost for 5 years. And I'm happy to still keep in touch with some of the pole dance teachers, and sometimes I even get invited to pole dance camps to teach some non-pole workshops, which is also cool. I just really love being like hanging with the pole dancers, you know. I think it's so
Yeah.
cool. So I left the industry, let's say, but not completely. Yeah, I still stay in touch with some of the people I met in this community.
Ask you a question because I think you're the first guest. Because I have a lot of guests on that are just amazing pole dancers, right? And they all say like, "Oh yeah, so after a year I competed and I won." And I'm like, "But is there no one who competed and didn't do well? Can you just tell us a little bit why that first competition wasn't great?"
Oh, I can say it was great in some way, but was bad in the other way. So technique wise, it was really bad. I mean, I think except flexibility, I didn't have much strength back then, and so I don't know why, but my teacher didn't introduce me to the pole grip, like neither wax nor any grip. So basically, I remember it was very cold in the room, like in the theater. So my hands got so cold, and so I was just slipping off the pole. Like all the tricks I was performing while during the rehearsals, they went so like everything went wrong. Everything what could go wrong went wrong completely. So my tricks weren't as impressive as they were supposed to be. This was the negative thing. So of course my score wasn't so high. But the good thing that I remember in the beginning of performing, because in total I performed like at 10 different competitions. Some of them I won, but not many. I'll be honest. So in the beginning, when I was just starting to perform, this being on stage was such a pleasant experience. Like I really enjoyed that. So I could like it was just a moment when I could feel okay, attention is on me. I'm at the spotlight. I'm on stage. It was really joyful moment. But to be honest, by time when let's say my level grew, I became teacher. Then I became international teacher. I think expectations in my mind grew also that not even maybe people were expecting from me, but I was like expecting to deliver something better. So this expectations completely killed all the joy. And at some point, I just felt like, okay, I'm going on the stage because when you judge a competition, I was also judging plenty of them. Sometimes you're asked to make a showcase, and I really felt, oh my god, it's so much pressure on me. I just want to show something wow, and it was just too much. So I can say I don't miss stage so much, to be honest, because if I could just enjoy it like before, I think it would be cool. But this pressure, I didn't. I think I don't know how to handle it well. So when this stopped, let's say my performances stopped on stage, I can say I just closed this chapter and I think it's enough. I already did 10 of them in different countries. Some of them I won, some of them no. So that was good for some time, but now it's already.
Of how honest about it you're being. Because once again, this, I would agree with you. I own a pole studio. I teach a bunch. I love being a student. I don't want to perform. I don't want to do a competition. That is not my idea of a good time. And I feel too often, maybe like on social media or on this podcast, we have a lot of guests that like compete and do great. And I'm like, but it's not for everybody, and it is all right if it's not your aspiration. If you're a listener and a viewer and you're like, oh, I don't want to compete, you don't have to. You can pull your whole career and not compete, and that's fine. Like, I haven't even done one, so I'm like, good for you. You did 10. That's amazing. And I'm like, I don't want to do it. And that is more than all right, too. I kind of want to touch up a little bit because then you said that you started teaching internationally and things. Can you touch up a little bit on that? When did you start teaching outside of your home country, and how did that journey kind of start?
So, to walk you through my geography of my life a little bit, I'm from Russia. I was born and raised in Russia, from Siberia, from the coldest part, like in the middle of nowhere, like really, really far away. So I was living there for my childhood and my young years. When I started pole dancing, I started there also, but after 1 year, I moved to Greece. So I was starting to teach already in Greece. I was living in Greece for 5 years and teaching there in a dance studio. And during these years, I started to go to teach also international workshops. So first there were like some camps, and then I already started to teach in different countries my own classes. I can say it went really pretty well. I think I went like around 25 different countries in Europe. Plus, I went to Dubai, to India, to Egypt to teach in different cities as well. So it was super super exciting. Yeah, it was a lot of traveling during those years. I would say from 2018 till 2020 till Corona time. Also was cool experience, to share your passion, meet dancers from different parts of the world, connect with women. It's always feels great. And I remember this years with a lot of love and warm feeling, in my heart.
All right, I kind of want to pivot the conversation a little bit because, okay, great. So now in your journey, you're teaching pole around, whatever. I want to get to your transition because nowadays you don't teach pole. You are really well known for your dance and you do still offer workshops and all that. And I want to kind of get a little bit into that. When did you stop teaching pole and how did you start teaching more like dance-based
Mhm.
classes? And then I reached out to you because for my viewers and the listeners, I saw Olga on my For You page on Instagram, and you dance in amazing heels that I enjoy. But I kind of want to get to like, when did those workshops start and kind of all that good information?
Well, I think it really started during Corona times because I didn't have pole at home, and I think in Russia, Ukraine, like all these countries which are like post-Soviet countries, we have for many years a style which is called strip plastic. That's how it's called. So it's clearly it clearly took the inspiration from striptease. That's why the shoes are also like this, like high heels, and it's basically floor work. Now there are also some more modern styles from the strip plastic. They're faster, they're like more detailed, but the traditional strip plastic was pretty much slow movement on the floor, inspired by the striptease. So during Corona times, when we were all locked down, I still wanted to dance a lot, and I had no pole, and all the pole studios were like, you couldn't go there, obviously. So I started to take, first of all, a lot of heels classes, which were like actually for free. So many teachers were giving classes for free. So I started to do this. Plus, I started to do my own classes online as well. And Steve Plastic came as a good option because we still, I would say it's very similar to floor work in pole dance, especially exotic pole dance. It's a lot of same movements, just we don't hold on the pole, we do on the floor. And since I was doing exotic pole dance for many years, and I was in general like I love floor work, like I can roll around on the floor for hours. It's really so much my thing. I really enjoy it, and it's like easy for me. So I started to do these classes. So on these shoes at home without pole, I think I was even called it like maybe floor work choreo or something. And after Corona times, I decided to open, actually not after, but during Corona times, bad timing anyway, I decided to open my own studio here in Zurich. I live in Zurich already for 6 years. So in 2020, I decided to open my own studio. So when I was opening it, I was thinking that I'm going to still put the poles there, like this removable poles, which I could still do sometimes the pole classes, but the rest of the time I would do, I don't know, heels or strip plastic. But after my landlord told me that I cannot put the poles on the ceiling because it's like this decorational fake ceiling, I felt like okay, maybe that's a sign because for a while um I was feeling like pole is kind of limiting me, that I don't want to be holding on something anymore. I just want to explore dance as it is. And so that's how it all clicked. I mean, time without pole at home after landlord not allowing me to put the poles in the studio. So that's how it just happened. So I didn't really took this decision. This kind of life took it for me, I can say. So when I already opened the studio, I let's say officially stopped teaching pole dance. I also spoke about this on my Instagram, and I'll be honest, till now, some people ask me, Olga, why you stop teaching pole dance? You are so good, and it's very nice to hear that. Um, because as I said, these years were like really, I met so many great, amazing people, and I'm still happy to have to stay in touch with them. But okay, this chapter was already closed, so now it was the new chapter of heels dance classes and striplistic classes. And what is nice that after this transition, let's say, happened, so many students from pole dance followed me, like followed my new direction and came. They continued doing classes with me. Those who were before in my classes, they continued, and many new came. And now my studio is basically the only one in Switzerland which has this style. In general, let's say in Europe, this style is not so famous, so it's not so many teachers or studios offer this. And even now, we have so many pole dancers who come just to like like develop the floor work part more, to develop the musicality more, to learn new moves. So it's really cool.
I was gonna say, because you said like, oh, like at some point I started dancing and I felt kind of like the pole was limiting me. I don't have a dance background, so I'm on the other end of the spectrum. If I
Mhm.
dance and I don't have a pole, I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I was super interested when I saw your profile because, yeah, it really opens a lot of doors. That is something that I would love to take one of your workshops because I'm like learning new things, focusing on like how am I moving when I don't have a pole, when I'm not doing tricks, like how am I dancing and what other pathways can I make finally like to move around a space, right? So I have no trouble believing that a lot of pole dancers still come to you to be able to practice something that, yeah, we have dance class and studios and stuff like that, but I don't know like how I see you on your Instagram and all of that. It's so different. And there's things that you post that I'm like, wow, I would have never thought of like making it like that. And it's so cool. So if you don't follow Olga, please do. Please do. Go and see her profile. It is amazing.
Yes,
I
okay. Thank
kind
you
of
so much.
wanted to ask you, do you feel as a teacher now that you do, I want to focus a lot on strip plastic because obviously it kind of borders on pole dance for my viewers and listeners. Do you feel that a lot of pole dancers that come to you struggle with that change of like now they don't have something to hold on to? So you really have to like change. Because I depend on my pole so much. I'm like, oh, I can do whatever I want. Because if I'm going to fall, I'm just going to grab onto my pole.
I
Do
know
you
what you mean
feel,
so well. Yes.
yeah, do you feel like people, like students that come to you, do you see that struggle in like that transition?
I would say yes, I do, and I'll explain how. So when they come to a normal sorry, when they come to normal heels classes, when we wear stiletto heels, when we basically have the standing part, so we are standing and dancing in a standing position, they struggle a lot. And trust me, this was like one of my, and still is one of my main issues, the balance, because from pole we are so used to be holding on the pole, even if we don't hold, we don't like hang on it, but we just know it's there. So the confidence is here, So when I started the heels classes, the balance was what like number one problem for me, and it still is like I'm working on that. Of course, I became much better, but still I know this is my weak point because I'm a pole dancer, ex pole dancer. So this is what they really struggle with, that they have to hold their own body without holding or hanging on something. When they come to strip classes, they have less issues because I believe in general that pole dancers are really strong people, not just physically, but also mentally. And I really love working with them because I kind of know if the person is a pole dancer, like I can really, let's say, go hard with them. Like I know that they can endure more. They are not so scared about being about having to hard tricks or something. They saw so many things in life already, so they're like, okay, I'll just try. What sometimes lacks in people who are not from the pole dance background and maybe some other dance background, or like students who don't have any dance background, they come, and if it's a little bit hard, oh, I'm so tired. After pole dance, I'm never getting tired. Like I can go for 7 hour heels intensive, and like people like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm like, I'm not tired. It's just like I'm okay. So because pole dance is really teaching you to be tough. It's a really hard and really strong training. So after that, you physically and mentally already are prepared for many things. So this is absolutely good thing. It's a benefit. Uh, when the students come to C++ classes, what I see that their physique is pretty much there, but they very often miss musicality. And I think maybe it's changing now, but from the days when I was pole dancing, I would see there is a lot of, let's say, style and a lot of teachers who teach even choreographies on pole where the music is just kind of the background. So we basically focus on the combo, on fluidity of the combo. And unless it's like really choreography class where you have to go with the count and not like, I don't know, flow class where you're just flowing around. Students, like, they don't pay attention to the music. Music is there, but it's just on the background. And if like some movement matches with the music, it's fine. In the striplistic class, it's not like that. Like, I can say my style is fast, pretty much fast sometimes. Not maybe fast, but a lot of details are there. So you really have to be precise on these details. And what's really what they struggle with is this. And now even sometimes I still get invited to teach workshops in some pole studios, which are like, it's pole studio, but they invite me to teach a non-pole workshop. And this is the main problem I see in the pole dancers, that they're really like ready to do saltos and flips, on the floor. But when it comes to musicality and to be exact and precise on the count and hear all these sounds or lyrics, which I'm choreographing on, they're like, oh my God, this is so fast. I say, guys, that's how the music is. So I would say that this is the hardest thing for them. In heels classic, it's the balance for sure. And in striplistic, this sense of music, like ability to hear and to react on the music fast.
I love that you're saying that. I feel seen because I teach choreo. I'm not a dance teacher. I've never taken like dance classes. And as a pole dancer, I'm like, okay, and in this choreo, this is the trick, this is the trick, this is the sequence. I'm horrendous with my music. And then just to help my students out, I'm like, we should be about at this point when you hear this, but that's it. And the rest of the music really kind of means nothing. So I love how, like, you've seen people struggle. But good for you, because I really do feel like there's a niche, right? Because you are 100% right. I think musicality is pushed to the side a lot in a lot of what we do. A lot of us focus a lot on like the tricks or like the floor sequences we're trying to achieve and not really on like our stage presence or like our musicality, basically. Um, I was gonna ask as well, because oh, I love what you're saying. I'm living for what you're saying. Do you feel in the start of your transition from pole dancing to strip plastic, did you feel that you had to relearn a lot of things, or because you had a dance background, that transition wasn't too bad? Because right now, like if you would come to my studio and you would remove my poles, I'm not sure how much I would feel comfortable doing in pleaser heels. Do you sometimes feel like the heels can be limiting, or now you've been doing it so for so long that no, you feel like they give you more options? Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean. I think it's very much depends on your inner state, on your mood. Because sometimes I really feel, of course, heels is a very powerful tool. They give us so much confidence, and they're actually, they can even help in they can even help in many moves to perform there nicely. Or especially if we speak about this platform heels, yes, that we use pole or simplistic, they really help if we do some drops or flips. So they really not just look cool, but it's kind of, they belong to the style. So sometimes also when people comment on my videos like, oh my God, it looks so great, but why those heels? I'm like, oh my God, guys, do you ask a ballerina why she's wearing the one shoes? Like, that belongs to the style. You might like it or you might not like it. It doesn't matter. Even if you don't like it, like it's taste. Like, I'm not taking this off because somebody is commenting, and people are unfortunately still sometimes any dance world. Even those who are involved in the dance world, I still can say that I think it's for many people like, oh my God, these shoes, they're like, it's very annoying, but unfortunately, it still stays. So the shoes belong to the style, and of course, they mean something. It's not just about how you look, but also they help in some ways. But sometimes when you, I don't know, maybe you have a bit more lyrical mood, And then I just can do something without heels, and just because it helps me to flow more. My feet are lighter, my body feels lighter, so of course I can also try to do something without them, and it will be perfect for its its own day. Let's say some days are like this, some days are heel days, and some days are non-heel days.
Kind of, I'm going to give you whiplash because I want to touch up a little bit on another subject. Because I found you on Instagram, on social media, but okay, how do I word this? You started teaching before being famous on social media, or did social media help you teach? Do you know what I mean? What happened first?
It's really training a lot and posting a lot. That's how I got my first I think 10,000 followers. After that, I think it really helped me to start teaching internationally. And even in the beginning, I was asking myself. I had a couple of friends I knew, and I asked them to ask their boss in their studio if they would be interested to host a workshop with me, or even to invite me as a guest teacher. It was for some time, for some months in the beginning, and they did, and that's how I got my first gigs. Let's say my first workshops, and after it just kept rolling, because the more people you know, the more people like the more people you know, the more people know about you as well, and they can invite you or maybe suggest you to their studio owner or to some other. Um, and then I don't know, just developed more and more because I was pretty much active on the Instagram always, and people ask how much I get. So much. I don't know. Should I speak about that or like about the followers or no? It's
Yeah, I would absolutely love that. I love that guests are more and more honest about how all that works because a lot of us want to know, and a lot of people that listen in might want to go that route. So if you have anything you want to add, I would love to hear it.
yeah. Okay. Sure. Sure. Um, so during many years, I was doing normal my normal teaching job. So I was posting a lot of combos on the poll as everybody does. So maybe around those years, I got like around 30,000 followers. I don't know, 30, 50, around that. When I stopped doing pole dance and I started to post more heels dance, that was the really hard time for me because people were watching me and they used to, see me on the pole and maybe save some nice combo or something. And now they start to see me in some weird heels, weird, I mean, stiletto heels. They're not used to that. So many people were unfollowing me. My engagement went super low. Like I got so few likes. So of course, this was for me also a moment when I was like, oh my god, maybe it's a wrong decision. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Because when you reach some kind of good level in one thing, of course, I also had a lot of doubt on my own. Like, should I do it? Isn't it stupid? Like, who opens a dance studio with a style that you're not known for? Like, people know you, like, let's say Europe wise, maybe not internationally, but Europe wise for one thing, and you decide to open the studio like for something else. Who does that? I mean, anyway, I did that. So first, it was really kind of hard for me also to be sure about my decision, but I felt like that's the right thing to do. And at some point, I just posted a couple of videos of me teaching a class, like a normal class. I think I was explaining a combo in my class. It was not like professional. It was not like 1 second. I need to connect my. You can cut this, right? Okay. Okay. And so at some point, I think I was just teaching a class and I filmed how I teach a class. I was just explaining one simple combo, like flower combo, and I posted that. So it wasn't any kind of a professional video shoot or something. Just I put my camera on the holder and filmed how I do the class. And I don't know why this video, one or two videos, they got so, I don't know, I think it was like went viral and got like millions of views, so many saves and so many comments. People like comment. Yes, I didn't even know why. It was like I would even say bad lighting and just the camera from the corner filming me and some of my students on the background, just how I explain the combo. And I thought about this, this might be interesting for people. So like people really want to see the behind the scenes. They don't want to see only the ready choreography with the professional light and the camera. This is amazing, of course, and many people do that, and it's really nice to watch. But it got me thinking, like maybe people are tired of this perfection and they just want to see how the class goes. And then I just started to do more of these videos because it was so easy just in the class. Like I knew the groups which who don't mind. I try to not film beginners so much, but the intermediate groups who are with me for a long time, they don't mind. And then that became our, like, me and my studio's thing. So that's how, I don't know, I think in half a year or something, I got to 180, 190. Now I almost have 200K followers because people were just always following my combos and I was just posting like what I teach. We started to do it also in my studio's account, and then other teachers who are in my studio, they also start to do that, and it helped them as well to grow their Instagram a lot. So and now when I do my mentorship program for the dance teachers now, and when we speak about Instagram and the promotion, I always recommend that. And I don't know why not yet everybody is doing that. This is so easy to do, but I think it's a lot of also like you have to be confident with your own voice and with your way of teaching to show that. But this is really great tool. So guys, if you're watching this, just try this. I think it's very important for a dance teacher, pole dance or like any dance teacher. It's very important to showcase how you really teach, not just how you dance, because I think many dance teachers have this problem that they are posting as a dancers, like how they dance. You dance amazing, everybody knows that. But it's also cool if you can post something from your teaching process, like from your philosophy or your methods, like how is the process going, how is the vibe, if you're strict or if you're funny or if you're a mix like me. Yes.
Absolutely love that. And I agree at 100% of everything you just said. I, I do love that you post different kind of videos. Not everything has to be perfect all the time. It doesn't have to be exactly like you said, like professional lightings and stuff. 'Cause sometimes that can be quite discouraging when you're scrolling Instagram and all you see is everybody's best take, everybody in their best outfit, in the best lighting. You don't see how many recordings they had to do to get the perfect run through, right? So I love that you're like, yeah, you can be a little more honest. You can post things that aren't 100% rehearsed all the time with like everything professional. No, you can be a little more of that authentic. And I love that you said like clearly more people feel like you and I, because then you're just shy of 200,000 followers. So people resonate with your style and people resonate with what you post and how you post it. I love following you, by the way, on Instagram. Like, so let's talk a little bit about it as well. Because you said, so that journey for you kind of started, you started like posting like combos and stuff like that, and then you kind of pivoted. Do you feel like the first couple thousand followers were hard to get and after it kind of took off? Or when did you feel like people really starting like mass following you? Like when did you see that increase really happen?
Mass following videos started after I started to show how I teach. I don't know why, but many people save those videos. I don't know what they like. Maybe they really try them at home, or maybe you know how we are. We always save something what we want to try after at home, but usually we never do. But they're feeling that okay, I have it in my saved. It kind of helps me, so maybe that's why. But it's like incredible amount of views and likes and saves. So that's when they really start to follow like a lot, and I could like wake up in the morning. It's like I don't know, plus 5K. I was like, okay, this is going great. So I should just keep doing this. I think it's authenticity and like it's just filmed simply. It's a class, there is no like no editing. It really helps it helps people to see who you are as a teacher, but also it helps you to grow your social media because I think authenticity is our power, of course.
I have a random question for you, Olga, because I follow a bunch of people online, obviously, and I'm not sure if you know who Dan Rowson is. He's a
Of course, I know Dan. He's my friend.
Oh, all right. Okay. He posted a story not long ago saying that he doesn't understand why a bunch of people like save but don't like. So now I'm trying to like and save. Do you feel the same way? Do you feel like a bunch of people save, but then you're like, why did you not like
Imagine.
it?
To be honest, I used to be very uh to be honest before like to be honest, earlier, I was even like sometimes upset about this. I was like, why people really save your videos? Because you cannot imagine how big is the difference between saved? Yes. Sometimes it's like, oh my God, guys, if you like it, so you saved it. Couldn't you just also double tap? So it's also a like. And I was like, yeah, these people just, they maybe want to maybe use this video and not just show that they like, but only because you cannot see who is saving that. But after, I was like, I don't really care if it will help somebody. I'm sharing it anyway because like I have nothing to hold back. I will create 100 more millions of the combos or the choreos. So now that Instagram works in a way that both of the things work on your engagement, even it is less like, but saves are a lot, so it still is good for you. But I know what that means, and it's pretty much annoying. So everybody should like also if you're saving.
Okay. I love that we're touching up on this podcast. I did not know that. Okay. I'm not a content creator.
Mhm.
So I would just save, not really thinking about it, and maybe not liking. And then Dan posted the story, and then it really made me see like the other side that for you guys, it does make a difference on engagement, on the algorithm. So now if I save, I make sure that I like as well. And I try to comment more as well on the videos that I save
Mhm.
because I will put myself out there, and maybe the viewers and the listener will disagree with me on this. If I save it, most of the time it's because I want to try it. But then you, as a content creator, you're making this free for me, right? So I'm like, if you're giving me free stuff, I can like save and put a quick comment because you're giving me free things. Might as well give you a little thank you out of it, right?
That's really nice thing to do because it's like it doesn't cost anything, and for the content creator or like choreographer, it's always nice to see that people like who is liking it, and especially when we know who this person is, it's very nice to know, of course. So it's better if you do it.
To be fair, yeah, like before that whole thing with Dan went on Instagram or whatever, I thought that saved was a way that it was interacting with content so that algorithm would push and stuff like that, right? And like I said, like I'm not a content creator, so I just don't think about those things right off the bat. I kind of wanted to move on a little bit about this discussion as well because I love when guests on the podcast have businesses, have business ventures, right? I also love women in business. You offer workshops. Could you tell us a little bit about your workshops? If viewers or listeners would want to take them, what do you offer? What's in them? Like, what do you teach? How do you teach? Is it online? Is it in person? Yeah, for anybody that's listening that's interested, can you tell us a little bit about them?
Sure. So my main thing at the moment, beside my studio in Zurich, is the camps I do twice a year in Mallorca, in Spain. So this is a 4-day experience where we stay in a very nice hotel by the beach. It's a really nice place, nice location, and turquoise water and everything. And there we have 4 days of training, of dance training, up to 3.5, 4 hours a day. Plus, we have morning yoga and different activities. So this one I really recommend people to join because it's kind of this immersive experience where you come and you just have 4 days, and I fix a program in a way that it's really helping you grow. So we start with technique and the basics, and we gradually um, we we we, we gradually sorry we gradually build on that. So we dive more into the technique and into the choreo. So it's not just like a mix of different classes, random classes. It's all like a whole program, which is interconnected, and it's already has been 3 years I'm doing that. And people who joined, they're so happy they did that. They say it's like was the best decision of my life because it's a really dance training which helps you develop your skills. Not just you come and you get some inspiration, but you really have time there and opportunity to work on your skills, on your physique, on your presence, on I would say on general understanding of how your body works. So this happening twice a year in April and October. Now we just had the previous camps in April. I ran 2 camps in a row. So the next camps will be in October. Bookings are open. Whoever wants to join, everybody welcome. We always have so many ladies from all over the world, even from USA coming and from all over Europe. So it's really a nice place to be at because when so many women come together, it's always, I don't know, energy exchange, and we laugh together. We like tell crazy stories, we cry together. So it's like different aspects of life are happening there. Beside that, I do workshops abroad. So usually I do it on my own. For example, now in June, I'm going to teach one Saturday, I'm going to Paris to teach a 3 hours stick workshop there. And then I'm going to Berlin to teach another one, also for 3 hours. At the moment, when I want to run a workshop, I usually host it on my own. So I book studio on my own, book my own flights, do my promotion on my own. But sometimes I still get invited by some other studios or even pole dance studios. Then I also go as well. Um, yeah.
They come to Canada.
Well, actually, I have pretty often requests from people from Canada, like Olga, come to Canada, come to US. But sorry, guys, you're so far away, and with my passport, it's a bit complicated to get visa, so I prefer to stay in Europe.
This is what I do on this podcast. I just try to convince people to come to Canada. And then,
That's what
because
you're
so
doing. Yes.
often I feel like I follow a bunch of like famous pole dancers or whomever, right? And the comments was like, "What? Can you come to Canada? Could you come to Canada?" Because I feel everybody goes to the U.S. and
Mhm.
then we're just the neighbors, and we're sitting there being like, "We want to
Oh,
learn too."
this is not
I was gonna
fair.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, I have because I've been following you for a while. I did see the stories you posted and your reels that you posted about the camps you do. They looked gorgeous. You posted like some of the hotels and the views and all that. That was amazing. And then you posted little like clips and stories about some of what went on in the classes.
Yeah.
Highly, highly looked amazing. So for anybody that wants to look at those, I guess all the links are in your bio as well on Instagram. Here you go. I think that's gonna be it for today. Usually I finish the podcast with like a little like quick fire question. I'm for the first time not gonna do it because I usually ask people's what's your favorite pole move? Unless you wanna, you know what? I will still do it. And then you can answer
You can
to
ask me
the
about the
best of
promos.
what.
I still have my favorite promo, which was my favorite for so many years, and I think everybody who knew me, they knew which one is this. So I can even answer this question as well.
All right, then you know what? Let me pull up. It's called The Last Grip. I'm going to ask you these questions and tell me if it works or if it doesn't work for you.
Okay.
I will. Okay. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Favorite song to dance to right now?
I love Sabrina Claudio, all of her songs.
That. What would be your most loved dance outfit or dance accessory?
I would say it's leggings for sure and bodysuit.
Okay. Heels or barefoot? Oh, yeah. Can you describe us one word to describe your relationship with dance?
Discipline.
Oh, that is a good one. No one answered that one yet. That's a really good one.
This is passion, right?
Here you go. Morning practice or evening practice?
Sorry, come again?
Morning practice or evening practice?
Morning practice.
No one ever answers morning, or
Really?
very few guests answer morning.
Oh, I love morning practice.
I love evening practice. Um, can you tell us two or three people that you really enjoy following on any social media platform? Anybody we should be following or that you really like taking inspiration from?
Well, that's for sure Kier Noir. I love her style and her as a person. Um, they have to be choreographers from the pole dance or from like anybody.
Anybody.
Okay, then there's like my favorite choreographer is Cisco. His name is Cisco Ruelas. He's based in LA. I love his style and I really watch a lot of his videos. I'm constantly inspired by him, so I really would recommend to follow him because I think it will also help like with musicality and lines. And from Hill's World, I also love Elena Platonova. She is an amazing choreographer from Moscow. She was just at my studio like 1 month ago. We were hosting her workshop. About Lena, I love not just her dance style, but also her as a personality. I think she's just such a I mean, the woman I really look up to. She's amazing.
I love that. All right. The last two questions are pole related. Do you remember what was the move you hated the most?
I hated the deadlifts. It's called deadlift, right? When you're hanging and you try to. I never could do it. Like I could never do it. I could only do. I think it's called hand. I forget names. I think it's called
Spring?
handspring.
Yep.
Handspring when you swing from the floor. I could do this one, but I never could do the deadlift. It was like absolutely impossible for me. I was just too weak for that.
Do you remember your favorite move?
My favorite, absolutely favorite move was Eclipse. Do you know this move?
No.
No.
What is it?
You don't know?
Eclipse?
I think it was invented by Mary Sparkle. Yes, I think it was invented by Mary Sparkle. So it's basically when you climb the pole, you do the pole sit and you make grip one hand really low, close to your pelvis. You bend all the way back, so your other hand goes all the way down. And after you kind of I don't know, make a circle like an eclipse. So you
Yeah.
really have to have super bendy back, and my back is like crazy bendy. And so the legs are bent. Basically, the toes come to your hand, and you are kind of like this. Oh my god, I love this move. I was doing it all the time.
I love that. That's a first one as well. I feel a lot of people say the Jade Split or the Iron X. That's the first time I've heard Eclipse.
I think
And
it's not so
then,
popular still because it's hard to do, but it's really beautiful.
well, thank you so much for being on the poll on Between the Polls. This was an amazing conversation. I hope our viewers and our listeners give you a good follow. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed it so much.
Thanks for joining us on Between the Polls. If you love this episode, be sure to hit follow and leave us a review. It helps more pole lovers find the show. And for exclusive bonus content, behind the scene footage, and extra pole goodness, follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, stay strong, stay connected, and keep spinning your story. This was Between the Polls.